This is the Forgetful Scholar, and let's talk about books, shall we? I'm doing something a little new this time. Let me know if you like it or not. This is gonna be part one in a series of books I hate from authors I love. So basically, ranting and spoilers. Ranting and spoilers are abound. So if you don't like it, run away because this is what's happening. So part one is going to be Johanna Lindsey, When Passion Rules. Now this is a really nice cover. It is, and it's a really nice cover that kind of lures you in. So I will preface it that I do adore Johanna Lindsey. I have over 40 of her books. I reread her books all the time and revisit them for comfy reads. This one just doesn't hit for me, and that's okay. It doesn't hit for me, but it might hit for you, and that's fine. And that happens, you can't love everything an author you like puts out, and that's okay if you don't. Like, that's okay, it's not a crime. So this follows Elena. So when we meet Elena, she is in England, Regency era, and she seems very sweet. She helps out the orphans. She's upper class. And she's not like other girls. Did you know that? She's just not. Did you know? Because her dad teaches her self-defense and stuff. Isn't that cool? I don't know. The people in the neighborhood think it's weird, but it's really cool. So basically, the story is kind of like Anastasia. Elena is a lost princess. So her father isn't really her father. Her father was a top assassin, like John Wick style, that was hired to kill her. But in her crib, he just adored her. And he became assassin because his wife and child died, blah, blah, blah. Classic, classic. So he takes her and raises her in England, and he leaves a note for the king. Like, you couldn't protect her, so I'm going to protect her and get your shit in order, basically. Elena doesn't know this. So what we're subjected to is what I would call an 80s training montage in book form. So pages upon pages of all the training she's done for physical defense and things like that. And at the beginning I was like, oh, that's cool. Haven't really seen Johanna Lindsey do like a fighter female. This could be really neat. Ooh, okay, let's do this. I'm into it. He tells her the truth. The dad tells her the truth. Anyway, typical drama, but like, you're my real dad anyway, which is sweet. I love a good fine family, a found family. I love a good one of that. This wasn't really a good one of that. But anyway, she goes to a random made up northeastern European city, where, she's the crown princess. So, she's there, and the captain of the guards, Christopher, or Christoph or Christopher. Let me just double check that real quick. Christoph. He's distrustful of her at first. I found his character very flat, and I found her character very flat. After pages upon pages upon pages of seeing her and training and talking with orphans, I was like, okay, she's nice because you kind of told us she's nice, and she knows how to defend herself because you told us, and that's cool. Okay. Christoph I found very flat, which is unusual for Johanna Lindsey. He's the typical captain of the guards. I don't trust you. I will protect my king no matter what. At first he thinks she's lying, and things happen. They basically, like, she becomes his mistress in a sense. They get down. The romance scenes I wasn't really interested in, probably because I didn't care about the characters. Like, I didn't give a shit. Point blank, I didn't give a shit. So, I was like, okay, this is a little boring, but maybe it's a good ending. And it is a good ending. It's a happy ending, of course. But one point, there's like a firefight going on, and she hides behind the couch. And I was like, okay, this is where those pages upon pages upon pages of bullshit training montages gotta pay off. Because training montages are interesting in, movies and TV shows. Books, Okay, so I'm like, okay, this is where it's gonna pay off. I was wrong because she hid behind the couch and didn't do anything. And then somehow, Deus Ex Machina, her John Wick-like adopted father, pops out behind the window in the mountain where a blizzard, like literally, and it's like, and they kind of hint to like a Siberian type blizzard too. And then there he is, Deus Ex Machina, and he takes care of everything. And then the captain of the guard shows up and he takes care of everything. Meanwhile, she's cowering behind the couch. I was like, okay, that's fine if we didn't get so many goddamn pages of her learning how to fight, of her learning to be different. She's not like the typical girls of the 1800s. Fine. But she acted like she didn't know how to fight. She acted like none of all this is completely new and she was terrified, which is fair enough. But why spend so much time telling us she's not like other girls, that she knows how to protect herself, that she's a badass, if we don't see it? You just told us. We didn't see it. Like, what the hell? And not to mention the whole plotline, like story arcs and things like that, felt more like a first draft. Like, one moment they're at the bottom of the hill, next moment they're in a different scene. I was like, wait a minute, did they teleport? What is happening here? Like, let me go back. What? It felt like that they just teleported somewhere else. Like, that was weird. Like, it was just... this is like a 1, like a 2. Like, I don't even know why I still have it. I really need to just donate it. Because, again, I hated it. But someone else might like it. Maybe. Oh. So, to Kat, to, sum everything up. Okay, the Anastasia Lost Princess. We've seen that before. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. I personally have to be in a particular mood for it. I didn't particularly care about it. The main characters, I found boring, one-dimensional, didn't care about it. You told me a lot about them, but I didn't see a lot about them. Like, I didn't see their personality traits. You just told me their personality traits. Kristoff, when he wasn't being boring and bland, he was kind of a dick. And, like, not even in the, like, I'm doing this for your own good and you find out I'm a really nice guy underneath it. Just kind of like, man, he's kind of like, oof. No, he's kind of a douche. No thanks. Elena, I felt like I didn't know anything about her, which was crazy because the whole book basically centers around her. And I felt like I didn't know anything about her. And I've read this book a couple times because I was like, no, maybe I was just in a really bad mood, so let me give it a second chance. And then after I gave it a second chance, I was like, why the hell did I try this again? Wow, this sucks. I should not be finishing a romance novel and be annoyed. That's just not how it should be. You know what I mean? The plot line was overdone. The Deus Ex Machina of the dad being like John Wick style, just showing up out of nowhere. I was like, when did that happen? Like, I know he's like the most feared assassin in Europe, which, rolling my eyes, okay. But like, he just showed up out of nowhere. Like, you're supposed to tell me you're isolated in the snowstorm in the middle of nowhere, but don't worry, because adopted daddo's here, and he's gonna kick everybody's butt, which is fine. But it just seems sort of like, lightning bolt, there he is, bah! You know, it just felt like very abrupt and out of nowhere, and I was like, alright, what the, okay. The ending of the overall, the assassin plot, all that stuff, I just felt like I've seen it like a billion times. I wasn't surprised who was behind it. There was no mystery to it. It's just like, well, I mean, I picked it out in the first third of the book. Hey, Captain of the Guards, why didn't you pick this out beforehand? Because, like, obviously you knew they were a problem from the beginning. But no, you made it my problem because I had to read this shit. So none of it was satisfying. A 1 or a 2. I really need to just donate it, get the hell out of my house. So there we go. That is the part 1 to my books I hate from authors I love series. Let me know if you like this, because it just feels like a big old rant to me. So who knows, right? Alright, don't want to, but I gotta get back to the real world. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you did, that's okay. See you later.